Gina,
Hi, girl.
what's
So good to
going
see your
on?
face.
I know
Not much.
it's been so long.
It's been too long, girl. I can't take it anymore.
You look beautiful.
Definitely. Oh, thank you. Thanks. This is probably the first time I've done hair and makeup in like, I don't know, 6 weeks.
Normally my
'Cause I
eyes
had,
are closed when I'm seeing you, so.
that's true. That's true. So it doesn't matter what I look like then. Yes.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to Be Great, Good to Great. We're highlighting people and their journey and dropping tons of gems. And as this is going on, Gina is going to do a giveaway. So please hashtag Primp Studio in the comments to enter into the giveaway. And she'll be giving away $60 toward a service. And we put on the giveaway thing too, her website. So check it out. She has a ton of services on there too. So Gina, I think I met you. I actually have a friend named Erin that I grew up with who is a neighbor, and she
Yes.
gets her eyelashes done through you. And we were on the train and we caught up, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I know this woman. Her name is Gina. She does like the best eyelashes. You need to go see her."
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how I got connected with you. And then I got them done. And then I mean, I've done ever since. Right? I don't know how long you've been doing lashes with me now. Maybe it's been like over a year. It's been a while.
Girl, I think it's been like two. It's been because I'm trying to think. Well, yeah, I bet you it's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a while, but
Hmm.
Gina is amazing. And I don't even take advantage of every service you have yet, but I think I've done the like a facial and I've done the lashes and they both were amazing. But I'll let you introduce yourself, so please introduce yourself to everybody that's on the live and a little background and what you do.
All right. So, hello, everybody. I'm Gina, um, and I'm over here in Naperville. I have a studio called Primp Studio. So basically, I'm an esthetician. I'm a licensed esthetician. A little bit of background. I'm also a certified lash artist as well as makeup artist, and then most recently, permanent cosmetics. So I like all the things. Um, and I mean, I think I was just kind of like, I've always had a love for the beauty industry. I can remember like being a young girl and having my friend Stephanie and Lisa, and we would like draw up these plans for this grand salon that we were going to someday open. Um, and then eventually I did end up falling into it. I did hair for a little hot minute, and I left doing hair, but I worked for a couple different hair care lines in a sales and education capacity for a while. That was a lot of fun. I met a lot of great connections that way. Um, and then what happened next? Oh, I had a first child. And so I kind of took a break because there was a lot of travel with that whole sales job. So I took a break and then I actually went back to school because I was very interested in skin. And I went and got an aesthetic license. And from there, I just, kept expanding my service offering and taking more certifications. And then I went to work actually for a franchise. I helped them manage a franchise of waxing
Mhm.
studios, salons, whatever you want to call them. And then I had a second child and I took a break from that. And then when I went back to work after my second, I I just went back to working in the salon. Um, not well for somebody working for somebody, and then I've always like I feel like one of the only things I've never done is like actually have my own business.
Mhm.
And so in 2016, the very end of 2016 November, i I decided, I'm gonna do it. Like, I've got to jump, right? So and that started Primp Studio.
Wow. And so what led you to just wanting to do it by yourself? I know that's like a big jump for a lot of people, right? To like have an idea. And it seems like you got a ton of experience, right? So you knew this is what you wanted to do. You knew you had your service offerings and you had everything down. You were licensed and certified and everything. But what led you to say,
Mhm.
okay, I'm gonna take this leap of faith and do it on my own?
Um, I think that um, just that little nagging voice inside your head. Um, and I think that just in general, most of my life, I've never been like a huge risk taker.
Hmm.
And I think that I finally have started to do that. And I feel like I've done it a little too late, like not too late because I feel like it's never too late, but I wish I could subtract about, I don't know, call it 20 years and then already have made that jump. Um, but I didn't. And here I am now. So I think it was just kind of like that nagging voice.
Hmm.
And then literally one day I was sitting in the parking lot at Target and I saw like that the space was opening up and I was like, what the hell is holding me back? Like the worst that could happen is it doesn't work out the way I wanted it to,
Hmm.
right? And so I just did it.
Wow. But if you would have
Yeah.
started earlier, right, you wouldn't have had all that experience. So you don't think that that experience played into you just wanting to like take that leap?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think if I, look back at it, it's definitely an asset to have all the experience because I think it makes me pretty like well-rounded just in the industry.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, and again, it's never too late, right?
And so what you talked about also, like I think you said permanent cosmetics. What is permanent cosmetics?
So like tattoo, right? So
Okay.
microblading and micro shading. So that currently is my offering. I do brows. I haven't ventured into, I think lips is going to be my next thing.
Hmm.
But so yeah, anybody that is looking for brows on fleek at all times, it's like my new favorite thing to do. Um, so that I had a fantastic instructor. I definitely want to shout her out. Her
Okay.
name is Vanessa Gomez, and she has Van Gogh Beauty Bar is her name on Instagram as well as the name of her business. But she has been, like an inspiration to me. She probably doesn't. I mean, she knows it, but I seriously stalk this woman. So
And how long
yes.
for all those classes? If it's more so like a tattoo, so do you have to do like a week-long training, or how does that look for microblading?
So I did two separate, like, I mean, I think they're they're offered in many different ways. So I did two like separate trainings. Like the initial training I did was just the microblading portion of it, which I think was 3 days.
Hmm.
And then I later on took a separate like more, I guess, advanced micro shading training so that I could know like microblading is mostly done manually
Hmm.
with a blade, and then most of the shading is done with a gun, a tattoo gun.
Got it.
So, mhm.
And how does it last like forever? Is it like does it start to fade because people wash their faces all the time?
Sure. So it's like semi-permanent, right?
Hmm.
So, I mean, if you do the maintenance, it can last a lifetime.
Hmm.
But just like with regular tattoos, they fade in time. In this situation, like you'll get a good year out of it. Um, and I encourage, minimum a year touch up. I have some clients that will do every 4 months if they want them like so on, and like never have to pick up a makeup brush again.
Hmm.
I have clients that'll do 6 months and then some that'll just do the yearly touch up. It just depends, kind of what you start with,
Hmm.
right? I mean, if you start with a little bit more, then you get a little bit more longevity out of it, as well as your skin type. If you have oilier skin, it tends to not last as long. But Yeah, it's for everybody.
And then why do you think people don't want to do microblading, right? And do you think it's because like it sounds so permanent, or like if someone like messes up, like it's you're gonna have like bad eyebrows forever? Do you think, have you seen that before where people are just so hesitant because it seems like a tattoo on their face?
Absolutely. I mean, it is your face, right? I mean, you can't, I mean, and obviously it's not like permanent, but I mean, there's a lot of horror stories out there. And if somebody is, doing their research, there you're going to see the good with the bad.
Hmm.
Same with any service that you partake in. But so yeah, I mean, there's the beauty industry, unfortunately, some of the well, and permanent cosmetics is actually regulated under a tattoo artist license.
Mm.
So it's a little bit different, but like the beauty industry, unfortunately, I mean, some of the regulations it's not all there. Like it should be, I feel like it should be regulated a little bit better.
Hmm.
And so because it's not, there's, people that take advantage of it and then end up, hurting, scarring, messing some people up and you
Yikes.
know so yeah, I mean, I could see like somebody hesitating in that way.
Hmm.
I think like a good step to it is like if you've never had your eyebrows dyed before,
Hmm.
like with just brow dye, that would be, I mean, and obviously it's very temporary, lasts like a week or something, but that would be a good way for somebody to kind of introduce themselves to see if they like the look of, a darker brow
Hmm.
and all of that.
And that's tinting, right?
Yeah, that's tinting. You
Okay.
can just do a brow tint.
And when you started having your own business, did you have to like learn about credit or a lot of stuff, or did you just kind of use your own money and then just start to like lease out a space?
Yeah, so I kind of, well, I think, I mean, I had money like saved for it. Or I should say, like I had money saved. I didn't really know until I like was sitting in the Target parking lot that day that's what the route that I was going to go.
Hmm.
Um, so and like the situation that I'm inside in a studio in building of suites, right? So for somebody like just starting out, it's a great way to go. I mean, is it pricey? I mean, everything's gonna have, you know, its trade-off, I guess. Some people feel like it's pricier, but like everything's included. So you're not, like all of your overhead is included with your rent.
Hmm.
Not all of your overhead, but pertaining to your
Most, yeah.
space, yes. Um, so I think it's a great way to start, like if you have a clientele, it's you don't have I really had a minimal clientele actually when I started. So it was a bigger gamble for me, but again, I just chose to jump when I did, but because you don't have like a storefront. I think in all the time that I've been there, I've maybe had like two walk-ins. You know what I mean? So it's definitely more, this situation is more like by appointment only. So
How hard is it to build clientele, right? I think a lot of people, even I was talking to Kaylin yesterday, or yesterday or the day
mhm.
before yesterday, she's talking about eyelashes, right? And so
Yeah.
and she was talking about how it's a little bit tough to build your clientele, right? And it just takes time. So was that the same for you? Do you see a lot of repeat clients? Is it hard to build clientele that like stay with you like how I do, like for the past like years, couple years or even longer?
Right. Sure. I mean, it definitely, yeah, and I did watch her interview. She was great. Um, I think that it's absolutely hard to build a clientele. And I think that unfortunately, I think a lot of people give up on the industry too soon because it is hard. I mean, it's kind of a sales position, really.
Hmm.
You're selling yourself constantly, day after day after day, with your skills, and your personality. I mean, somebody can do a great set of lashes, but if their personality sucks, like, see you later, you know? Um, so, so you definitely have to have the drive for it,
Hmm.
to build, but know that, you know, it will come. it'll happen. It's just because once you, you know, connect with somebody and you do a great set of lashes or give a great facial or whatever it is you're doing, you know, they will refer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, of course, the best kind of possibility to build your clientele. We, you know, we have social media, right? Which is such a great tool. It's a great tool for, you know, promoting yourselves, of course, showing off your work, networking, you know, getting ideas from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, you know, it's definitely doable, I think, now more than ever, to build a clientele fairly easy. But, you know, loyalty, I think it's easier to to get somebody in the door, and then it's another thing to keep them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, and that's where a lot of, you know, the connection is going to come in if they're going to, you know, and you have to show your value. You have
Right.
to be worth it for them.
Again, you guys,
Yeah.
for you guys that just joined the live, if you want to enter into the giveaway, please hashtag, I want to do like this and this, Primp Studio, to enter into the giveaway. And then we'll be spinning the wheel at some point during this live to see if you're going to win the $60 toward a service that Jeanna has. So I know you have like a plethora, right, of
Mhm.
services. What makes someone in your industry want to specialize in one thing and just do that one thing, or have like a whole suite of services?
Um, hmm. I think, you know, for me personally, like, most of my services are like all instant gratification, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like waxing. Skin takes a little bit more time. Um, Lashes, makeup, the permanent cosmetics, you know, and I love that because I think, you know, beauty, like, you know, creating a look for somebody is one thing, you know, like you can slap some makeup on somebody and they look great or whatever, but it's also, it's such an like an empowering tool, like the confidence you can give somebody by just putting lashes on, and the way the way that they look at themselves then in a whole different
Mm-hmm.
light. Like I love that about my the services that I offer. I mean, even if it's as simple as an eyebrow wax, right? Like you can just like literally boost somebody's confidence by ripping their hair out. But yeah, so I think I gravitate towards those types of services. Um, I like to mix it up. I like to just constantly be doing, you know, something new all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I tried the whole, you know, wax only thing, and it just wasn't for me. I like a little bit more adventure, I guess.
Do you have male clientele?
I do. I
Okay.
do.
I always wonder
Yes.
what's like the women to male split and like what type of services men would come in for, right?
Right. So, definitely, I mean, in my with my service offering, I mostly see men for waxing. I think that any men that are listening, tell your species, like they all need to, they need to wax their eyebrows or their nose hairs
Mm-hmm.
or their ear hairs. Back hair is another one. So those are like common male services that I do. I have a few men that see me regularly for facial services as well.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys are more into taking care of their skin than others, but um, overall, I would say, you know, I'm probably like 80% women.
Okay. Because more, I guess, if
Hmm.
you think about beauty and services like that, I guess more women are more like apt to do it, right? I think it's just like a comfort thing too, maybe.
For sure, for sure.
Now, also, you said you have two kids or two beautiful daughters. And
I
so,
do. Hmm.
how is it being a mom and having a career and that, like having your own business?
Um, it's challenging, but fun. I mean, I would say like, you know, they definitely, especially because I have daughters, right? Um, so I'm constantly thinking about being an example, which is certainly there, my motivation. I mean, probably my number one motivation. Um, so, but you just definitely have to balance. And um, I think that it's really easy to get off track with that. Like it's really easy to come home and you're so tired. Any working mom will tell you the same, right? Um, but like when you're running your own business, it's so easy to push that aside then and be like, forget it, I'm not gonna do the post or the, run the reports or whatever it is you're gonna do because it's just overwhelming.
Right.
But yeah, so you got to find a balance for sure. And maybe like this whole COVID thing absolutely sucks for every business, well, almost every business out there. But it definitely has given me a little bit of time to like reset and just do some self-reflection, which I think was needed in my life.
That was going to be my next question, right? So a lot of your
Hmm.
services are in person. So how has quarantine affected your business, and have you pivoted in any ways, or is there any, or are you just trying to like hold on until like quarantine's over?
Yeah, so we're shut down. Um, so it's been a little bit challenging. I've been doing just some online promoting with like gift cards, doing like a 20% off of any gift card purchase,
Hmm.
which has been helpful. I think fortunately for me, I'm the only employee of my business.
Hmm.
So um, I don't have like, a bunch of employees under me that I have to worry about um, from that perspective. So, I mean, it'll be fine, but I'd really like it to end. Yes, yes.
What advice would you give to other people who are maybe like struggling right now, or also in maybe like your industry, who are, let's say, like they don't have any employees as well,
Struggling with COVID
struggling with like just continuing their business because of COVID?
after COVID.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I would say like if just hang in there and just, I think, focus on gratitude, right? Like focus on the things you do have and take a look at your business, reevaluate what you could do different.
Hmm.
Or, again, if you're able to sell products online or gift certificates or any of that, it's a great avenue to do right now to like get you through. Um, and stay kind of in touch, right, with your clients, especially if you're the only employee, like then you're very one-on-one and personal with your clients. So it's easy to kind of keep in touch, whether it's through, I mean, I don't know what programs everybody has, but like I use Vigaro,
Hmm.
and I know a lot of other uh, people in my industry use this program as well, but they have a great like email blast and text blast feature to their program. So just staying in touch.
Hmm.
And, fortunately, if for me, my landlord situation has been great. They've been like awesome about, rent relief and that kind of thing. But if you're in a situation where it's not, then, maybe reach out, because I think
Hmm.
everybody at this time going through all of this is open to conversation.
Okay. If you guys haven't entered yet into the giveaway, please hashtag Primp Studio in the comments to enter yourself into the giveaway. By the way, thank you guys for tuning in too. So, would you recommend people in this industry going into business by themselves, or do you think that they should start to work with someone first to get experience?
I think that a combination of both, right? Like I think you're not going to come out of beauty school or aesthetic school or what have you, and just like in any other business, and then you know, rock it on your own because you lack the experience. So I definitely think the experience is of working for somebody or working, you know, with somebody is a definite plus. Um, but I think that, you know, when you have a clientele, you
I'm trying to pull you in now, Jeanna. IG's not letting us be great today, but it's okay. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna do it. We're back.
here I am.
We're back. Hey, okay. So, Instagram stopped us. So, let's go again.
So yeah, I have no idea where we were.
Okay, so how about this? Let me ask you a question about this. What, and I don't know if I asked you already about this, but what advice would you give about, that's what we're talking about, going into business by yourself and getting a mix of experience, right? Is it better to, after you leave school, start your own company or get experience? And then I just want you to touch on top of that, how long is too long to get experience and not start your own thing?
Okay. Again, if you like are super passionate about it and as well as, you know, willing to learn like the business side of things, then I think absolutely go for it. I mean, it's, you know, certainly more lucrative working for yourself. Um, but and you know, there's a lot of different variables. Like you could technically like come out of school and have, you know, all the right resources and like maybe open up a place that you have all these killer, you know, people working for you that have full clienteles. You know, that's awesome, right? Um, but if you are, you know, wanting to like perfect your trade and gain your experience, then, you know, I mean, I definitely think like you need a good year to do that, to, you know, get efficient and good at, you know, whatever it is that you're going to do. And maybe even building a decent clientele, I would say within a year. So I don't know, you know, I think everybody's different. Certainly don't wait like I did, you know, I mean, I just was too scared to take the risk. Like, definitely don't act out of fear, you know? Um, so, but I think once you feel like you are putting out fantastic work and you're building a clientele, like, there's no reason to stop you, you know, from going on your own and expanding on that.
How do you meet people in your industry? Is that just through school? Is that like, how do you network with other people like that do waxing or do microblading or do lashes? And like, if they wanted to pull you in or say, hey, like, let's both join and create like this huge studio, right? How do you find people like that?
Yeah. So I think in our industry, like a lot of networking is done because we are held to ongoing education standards. So we have to maintain that for our licensing. And outside of that, like it's an art, so it's constantly evolving. So I think, you know, myself and other people, like we're constantly seeking new information or new looks, new trends, new this, new that. And, you know, again, shout out to good old technology. Like now we have so many things accessible via social media, and I've connected with several people like that, or I stalk them sometimes. But you know, I mean, and I usually find that people are more than willing to, you know, even sit down and talk if you are interested in the way somebody does their business. Um, Reach out, right? The worst that's going to happen is they're going to tell you no. They don't want to sit and talk to you, but I think, especially, you know, in a female-dominated industry, um, we have to support each other, and you know, that's one of the best ways to do it is just reach out.
We're gonna do this giveaway in a few minutes, so last chance. Hashtag Primp Studio if you want to enter the giveaway, and you have to be on the live to get the giveaway. So just letting you know. All right. So did you have any mentors coming in, or do you have any mentees that you're helping right now?
I would say that I don't have any mentees unless I don't know about them. But um, mentors, so that I also I work a couple days a week in LaGrange as well. I'm working for someone there, and my boss there, his name is Sean Murray, and he's the owner of Sean Patrick's Salon and Spa, and he's been a mentor to me, and he's been in business for 25 plus years. I've learned a great deal from him, just watching, really, being part of his team, and learning just his day to day, and he does a lot of things right. So that's been great exposure, and he's been like super supportive of me, even doing my own thing.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You ready to do this giveaway?
Go for it.
Okay. Last chance, you guys. Hashtag Primp Studio for the giveaway. I'm going to shuffle these names. Oh, Kylie, you just got in. Okay. Okay. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Let me turn this around. And then also, if you win this giveaway, please DM Jeanna, and I put Studio Primp down there to do it. All right. Here we go. And the winner is stop. Yep. Megan Davidson 2.
Aw, Megan.
So Megan, please DM Jeanna. And you're the winner. You won. Congratulations. Happy Thursday to you.
That's right.
So what other?
Girl's gonna get some lashes.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
What other information would you give to people who also want to get into your industry, right? Like, I think I was talking to Kaylin about this the other day, but people think it's like pretty easy to like come in and just you're gonna go to school, because it's not like you're not going to school for 4 years, right? So you're going to school for less time, and I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna make thousands of dollars, right? Like really quickly. What do you think is the biggest misconception in that? Is that building your clientele? Is that the hardest part to achieving that goal?
Right. I think that a lot of people come out and just think they're gonna, because what happens is, in school you get a lot of basics, but in our industry, like beyond the basics, like you then, for example, like you have a product line that you have to learn, and each vendor, each product line has their own protocols, their own science to it, however their chemical peels are, with the strength of them, and different types of things that you need to learn. So I think people think like you're going to get out of school and then you're just going to go and start applying, and that it's just going to, then the clientele is going to come. But there's just a lot of learning after the fact. And performing services. I think one of the best things you can do, like after you get out, is just grab people, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, whatever, to practice all of these different things on, to get timing down, and it's just going to make you so much better at what you do. And plus, then you have easy people to work on that won't give you a hard time.
And what drives you to like have your own business? I think a lot of people, everybody I think wants to have their business, right? But some people don't want to be entrepreneurs, right? Some people don't want to have their own business. But what drives you and makes you so passionate to have your own thing instead of just working for someone and just kind of making your money on the side?
I think, I love the flexibility. of having your own business for sure. It comes, I love that. But I do like to work. I work all the time, actually. I mean, except for right now, but so I think what drives me is just, yes, having that flexibility, having something that's my own, um, that I can, I mean, possibly I would, at some point, I think about expansion, or I think about, like this middle school age of children, girls, more or less, like I think that there's so much that could be done from the beauty industry for their confidence. And like that's a whole nother idea and direction that I would love to get involved with. Because sometimes, the young girls like that, like they don't have access to certain things, or and don't have the knowledge of, how to take care of their skin, or, how good it can make you feel to know how to put on mascara the right way or whatever. And I just think, young girls, well, I'm sure young boys too, but lack confidence. And I think it's such a game changer when you can just exude that. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of direction, or it takes a little bit of somebody's guidance, and it can set you on a whole different path.
I love that.
So yeah.
That's true. I think
Yeah.
when I was young, my confidence wasn't that high either until like I was, yeah, like either like put on, I didn't put on like makeup, but like I did different things to my style and to my dress, and I was like, oh, okay, now you look better. Okay, you don't look as weird now.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean,
Go ahead.
what?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I mean, and you just think about some of those small things that sometimes it just is not, you don't know it unless it's brought to your attention, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
We got a question that says, how much is your classic natural lash extension service, and how long does this kind of set typically last?
Classic natural lash is 120. And as you know, like with lash extensions, as long as you do the maintenance, which would be a fill in every, 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have clients that have been wearing them for 5 years, right? So if you're only looking to do it like one and done, after like 3 weeks, it's going to kind of get unmanageable. But if you maintain it, every 2 to 3 weeks, you can make it last as long as you want.
And how much is your, I think that was earlier on when we were trying to reconnect, how much is your microblading service?
So right now I have microblading starting at 275. So it will depend on, I mean, just the amount of work and shading and different things like that. But that's typically where I will start everybody. And it's actually very affordable if you shop around. Um, so, and that includes your first touch up, because when you do permanent cosmetics after like 4 weeks, you'll come back for a touch up. And that's actually like what I tell everybody, like that's the beauty in the appointment. That's like where all the magic happens, because then we kind of see where you're at with retention. And so that's really like the perfecting appointment.
Okay. And how can
Hmm.
people get in touch with you if they want to reach out to you?
So yeah, they can DM me on Studio Primp, um, or I mean, I'm happy to. I'm available like all the ways, right? Like email, Facebook. Also, you can message me there. Through the website, you can message me, or text or call the phone number, and that's all in the bio.
Okay. And then I like to round out these lives by asking, right, who's being great in your life, right? So who's motivating you, pushing you, influencing you right now? It's not limited to one person, though.
Okay. Yes. I think, motivating, of course, my girls, they motivate me every day. just simply with their existence. But my clients also motivate me. Like I learn, believe it or not, I learn a lot from my clients, and just, wanting to see them happy motivates me. But I have to, of course, shout out like my family and friends, like through all of my time in the beauty industry, just being my guinea pigs and letting me try things and sticking by me. I have a whole lady gang that, of mom friends that have certainly supported me. My brother has, my one brother, I mean, my family, yes, but my one brother himself is an entrepreneur, and he's been, a lot, um, very supportive in his belief in me. And then, as I said before, just Vanessa Gomez at Van Gogh Beauty, can't say enough about her. Um, and I would say that's pretty much my gang.
Awesome. I think one thing I also didn't touch on too was, and I think we talked about this earlier on, but like there's a psychology component, right? You were talking about you have to like the person that you're doing it with, right? I feel like when I come in to see you, I feel like sometimes it's like literally a therapy session and my eyelash appointment, right? So
Yes, girl, we've had some intense conversations.
we have. Have you,
Hmm.
you see that often in your line of work, right? Where it's like you also have to put on like the psychology hat because pretty much when you're laying down, it's like people get into this like comfortable state and they just want to open up to you.
Yeah, thank God I was a psych major. Um, no, I mean, absolutely, absolutely. It's certainly, I think a lot of the success in this business, as with many others, is connection. And I have a really great ability to connect with people,
Mm-hmm.
and I welcome it, because I just like for you, and like I find it a little bit therapeutic as well, you know. And again, we're here, for each other to serve each other, and and yeah, you absolutely have to be like open-minded and listen, be a good listener. I think that's key in connection for sure.
Well, I appreciate you, Gina, for coming on the live, talking about what you do, your services,
My
giving.
first one, girl.
Yes, yes. Not the
Hmm.
last, though. Not the last.
No.
Yes. And if you guys ever want to get in touch with Gina to get her services, again, she's in Naperville, Illinois. And I pinned it at the bottom, but at Studio Primp, and she has a website. Is it Primp Studio 16?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, primstudio16.com.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and by all means, anybody reach out. I'm happy to answer any questions or, network support any way I can. So I
Nice.
appreciate you too, girl.
Thank you. I can't wait till outside is open so I can make my next appointment with you.
Right. Missing your lashes.
Yes, yes. Danny said they. Oh yeah, and Deanna earlier said hey too. I missed her comment, but she said hey to you.
Oh, I miss her too. It's been even longer since I've seen her, but yes,
Yes.
girl. Hey, girl.
All right, I'll save this. I'll add it to
Mhm.
YouTube. I'll send you the link. But thank you so much, and thank you guys for tuning in to for Be Great. That's a great today.
All right,
All right,
girl. See you
peace.
later.